Hello there, Dr. Babu. This is my 5 minutes video presentation based on the report I have submitted earlier. The purpose of this report and this video is to do a reflective recount on the topics we have covered so far, topics 1 to 6. The main purpose is to state to you what I have learned, and the second one is the importance of what I have learned, how important it is to me as a young student in a developing country like Papua New Guinea. We move on to the first topic, which is the introduction. In the introduction, we learned about the nature and the function of corporate financial management as a whole. The nature of CFM is to understand how organizations procure and manage these funds, procure funds, how they manage them, and how they direct them into the usages, how they use it to the maximum, to get the maximum benefit as possible. The main purpose of CFM is to improve the value maximization, that is reducing the cost as low as possible, in this way increasing the profits and increasing the value. The second topic we looked at was the environment. Here we looked at where to procure funds and how to procure these funds, basically for two purposes, for long-term purposes and short-term purposes. Short-term purposes, how to procure funds and use them to meet your day-to-day and short-term liabilities, and long-term sources of funds, where and how to procure these funds in order to meet your long-term liabilities. We also looked at the financial environment in Papua New Guinea and concluded that it is very weak or very poor, unlike other countries. And then we move on to the financial statement analysis, which was topic 3. Here we compared financial statements of various years vertically and horizontally using different ratios. We basically used the liquidity ratios, the solvency ratios, the efficiency ratios, and the profitability ratios. Liquidity being how well the firm manages and meets its short-term liabilities. Solvency, how well it meets its long-term liabilities. Profitability is the consistency of the financial performance, and efficiency being how well assets are being managed in the organization. After that, we moved on to topic 4, which is the time value of money and discount factors. Based on the understanding that one kina today is worth more than one kina worth next year or within the next 5 years, we studied several tools to analyze investments or other. Basically, based on that understanding, we did calculations and learned several tools to help us in our decision making, basically our investment decision making, capital budgeting and valuation of the business, and so on. And then we moved on to the 5th topic, which is the valuation of securities. Valuation of securities covered valuation of shares, bonds, debentures, and other financial instruments. Here, in simple terms, is to understand the value of the bond today, how much it is worth today, or how much it may be worth in the future. We did several calculations to understand the value when there are, in the scenario where there are no growth, or there may be growth, either constant or non-constant. We calculated this value. And then moving on to the last topic, which is working capital management. Working capital management, the objective of this topic was basically understanding the management of the current liabilities and current assets of an organization. Here we calculated we calculated the net working capital of an organization by other concepts. There were so many concepts like the holding period and so on, but at the stage now, I am confident enough to prepare a working capital requirement statement for any firm. Thank you, and that's all.